Alright, it's time to do another request. And it's another JoJo request because I got a lot of JoJo fans. Man, I need to really expand my horizons now, don't I? But anyway, today is not another part 2 request like the last two ones. Today we're covering a part 6 what if. Because why not? It was a request. Today we're going to talk about what would happen if Jolyne did fuse with the green baby instead of Pucci. So this is a very odd one, I know, but it's interesting. Got some interesting consequences to the overall franchise. So hope you enjoy, because it's a very interesting one to say the least. But before I start the video, I want to thank Sora, Donald, and Goofy for suggesting the what if. Thank you for suggesting the what if video, and if you have any more, let alone if you guys have any what if ideas, feel free to do them. Well, not now, but during this whole thing of me just having to do a bunch of requests, I'm going to try to get all the old ones out of the way. I'm probably going to take a break, and then I'll maybe focus on some other video ideas I have in mind, and then I'll probably go back to doing some requests occasionally. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and thanks to Sora, Donald, and Goofy for suggesting this one, because I hope you enjoy it the most. Alright, so we're going to start off with Stone Ocean's middle of the story. The beginning half doesn't really matter at this point, since Green Baby doesn't get introduced until, like, later on. So at this point, everything is kind of going the same at this point. So everything that's happened in the canon, well, it's happened. Jolyne and Jotaro, all that. Jotaro still loses his disc, you know, etc., etc. We all know what happens in the beginning half of Stone Ocean. It all changes until Green Grass of Home. So we get Jolyne and Anna Sweet. They have to fight the Green Baby, like in canon. And that basically just leads to Jolyne fusing with the baby on accident. Either that, or Jolyne fuses with the baby during her fight with Pucci, or somewhere in the story. If you want to go the route where she's fused with the baby before the fight with Pucci, like before anything else can happen, she just fuses with him, and then that just leads to the whole thing going the same like in canon. So like Jolyne just fuses with him during the baby after the fight's over. That probably just leads to Jolyne and the baby probably just being able to defeat Pucci. Just depending on what Jolyne gains out of this. Like if she gains like Sea Moon Stone free powers, if she does, she's gonna be very busted. So I generally think that she could actually escape Pucci and may even actually kill him in this timeline. So in other words, everyone except Foo Fighters would have lived. Assuming Jolyne just fuses with the baby after the Pucci fight, so let's assume Pucci is about to get it, but instead maybe Foo Fighters using some last bit of her strength. I know she's using it to heal Anna Sweet, but maybe she has some left over and fires out some plankton bullets. They basically scare off Pucci, or they just hit him pretty decently. Jolyne tries to get the baby. She accidentally trips and then just falls. Like she falls onto Pucci, on top of Pucci. Like she trips all over his body and falls into the baby, and then they fuse together, etc. Jolyne fuses in this timeline. Pucci probably just escapes and probably just whines about how he failed getting heaven and all that, since the baby was needed to obtain heaven. Now at this point, Jolyne having two broken powers, it's going to be hard for Pucci to actually obtain him in heaven in this timeline, since the Green Baby was very instrumental toward Pucci's development. Then again, assuming you want to go a route where Pucci doesn't need the Green Baby exactly, then Pucci probably cannot beat Jolyne. So, like, the rest of the story at this point, like the first half, probably no Dio sons, and if they are, they'll be attracted to Jolyne rather than Pucci. Whether or not how they're going to think of her, I could probably see Ungolo trying to hit on her or something. I don't know how Raquel would feel about her. Maybe he just likes her bravery or something like that. I don't know. And then for like Donatello, it's probably he doesn't care about her and just probably just does his own thing. And unlike Pucci, I think Jolyne would probably just let him do his own thing. So after that point, maybe the Dio sons just join, because they probably would maybe join Jolyne. Ungolo would probably just want to smash Jolyne, let's be honest. And Raquel would probably just be like, just likes her charisma or something like that. I don't know. So yeah, there'd be no of those arcs, and not only that, but since there's no Jotaro getting his memories, because Donatello is probably not interested in obtaining heaven, then that means Weather Report's memories are never taken, so Weather Report may actually live, unless Pucci just encounters him and Anasui. But even then, I feel like this a version of Weather Report without the memories may actually be able to beat Pucci, since I would say his anger was the only reason he lost in the long term. That and the fact that Anasui just didn't talk him out of doing nothing. But minus from that, everything could probably go the same. I assume Weather probably still dies, so I'm going to assume for the sake of the story he does die here. After that point, everything kind of goes the same. We get to Cape Canaveral. Whichever Dio's sons actually are here, they could be very useful here. I don't think much would change, except that Pucci would not know how to obtain heaven. It'd just be Whitesnake Pucci. And even if, I don't really see Pucci obtaining that in heaven in this timeline. The only one who could is Jolyne. And even then, would she want to? Well, probably not, because that's not against her. That's not really in her character to want to reset the universe like Pucci. So she probably just uses the gravity powers, and she's probably okay with that. In theory, Jolyne just probably smacks the crap out of Pucci. And assuming Pucci somehow makes the distance, Jotaro probably just kills him. Generally, this is a very short what if, and honestly, you really don't have much versatility with this what if kind of thing, because it's pretty cut and dry. Because Pucci needed the green baby to obtain heaven. If we're cutting that out, then Pucci just cannot attain heaven. And even if Pucci was somehow able to obtain it in heaven, I think with just more allies on the Stone Ocean crew, plus a far more broken Stone Free, I assume Jolyne should be able to at least do a lot better, and actually maybe even win. And in other words, the team could potentially win in this timeline. I think there'd be some casualties granted, but I think Jolyne and Emporio would live. I don't know if anyone else would live. Maybe someone else could live, probably, I don't know, Ungolo or Raquel or Donatello. Maybe Hermes or Jotaro. One of those characters could live, I guess. I guess that's kind of it in this timeline. I don't really think there's nothing much else that can change. Uh, Special thanks to Sora, Donald, Goofy for suggesting the what if. If you have any more requests, or if anyone else has any requests at the moment, leave them in the comments. I'll probably cover them eventually. Probably after my break, I'll probably just start doing my own videos, like I stated. But yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see y'all next time.